good team. They came in. I saw they won last week. They came in. They drove down the field. After that, our defense pretty much shut them down for the most part. They had some big plays, but I thought we played well. Offense kind of got going a little bit. I thought Teddy Beal and Taylor Lee played well. The backs were outstanding. Sherman and Dontrell. Any questions about anything?
Coach, have you followed?
Please raise your hand if you have a question.
Forget about this part. Coach, have you talked about seen the Southern player Devin Gales? The Southern player Devin Gales, who suffered a neck injury. And what goes through your mind when you see anything like that on the football field?
It takes me back to our situation, and all you can do is just pray for those guys. And as you see when our kids get hurt, I always go out to the field just to make sure that they're okay. I just feel for the kid, I feel for the family. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them. It's just a tough situation. Tough.
Playing at 11 a.m., not something that you guys normally do at home. You've done it on the road. Is there any difference in what time of day you play? It is an early kickoff here. Is there something you have to do differently, get those guys up super early in the morning, all those kinds of things?
Well, the one thing, we practice in the morning. So, our practice starts at 8:40. And I thought I would have more day games. So that's why I kind of went to morning practices. And I think it's outstanding for us. I think we'll be up. I think we'll be ready. I mean, our kids, they get here about 7:30 every morning. So I think it'll help us. I hope this is an advantage for us.
Just from a confidence standpoint, how much did your team need a game like the Maine game just to get past those first two?
Yeah, I wish we had all of them like this to get some confidence. The one thing you just never know with players and who hadn't had much confidence is how well and what they were doing. I was just so nervous. I was praying the whole time, before the game. And I'm telling you, they came out, they played well, they were excited, the enthusiasm on the sideline. It looked like a whole different football team. I was just happy to see that.
Can you go talk about Sherman and Dontrell really getting going? I know the big thing was trying to get Lizedrick going against Maine, but those two really put up a lot of yards.
What I thought? I thought they did well. When Maine did a little bit different. They played more 8-man front, and I guess they figured the same thing. They're gonna make us throw it and run it, and so we stopped the run and make us throw it. And I thought we did, and I thought that Dontrell did an outstanding job weaving through there. And Sherman just catching the ball out the backfield. He's phenomenal doing those things.
You mentioned a little bit there, you didn't quite know how those guys were going to come out against Maine. Pleasantly surprised. Do you have any idea until the ball's kicked off as to kind of if a team is locked in? What can you do to sort of judge that before the game starts?
I've been wrong just as often as I've been right. Especially other teams. You just never know. You just hope that they begin to mature and they begin to take everything as serious and begin to get some confidence. If they mature and they're serious about the game and they're confident, I think that's all you can really go on.
And as far as your athletic director announcing his resignation, what does that mean for you? He obviously gave you the opportunity here, and kind of, with the athletic department sort of in limbo, is there a direction that you'd like to, not necessarily name, but a direction or something you'd like to see from the next person?
Well, first of all, I think, and I said it earlier, I think Rick Dixon should be in an athletic director Hall of Fame. Just from what he's done, carrying this program, and being where it is, getting the new stadium done, what he did during the years of Katrina, and I really thank him so much. I think as long as you're being around good people, Brandon McNeil, Barbara, all those people, Scott Mitchell, all those guys are great guys for us, and I love being around them, I love working with them, I love working for them. All those guys are great people. So, as long as you get great people around you, people leave and come and they go all the time, but, Rick's, I'm gonna sorely miss him, but I just like the people. The people around here are fantastic.
Was there anything in particular that you saw in your team against Maine that sort of made a light go on and say, I'm glad that looks better now heading into conference play? Was there one thing maybe more than anything else that was particularly good? Just
as the game went on, the confidence seemed to rise. And I think this week of practice, the confidence is still, I hear more football confident statements, and I'm seeing more confident play. Now, will that carry on? This is a good football team that we're going to play. We know there are a lot of athletes. They haven't won, but just the confidence was the one thing that I really looked at going into this thing, and I'm really happy to see, some guys are being more confident.
Justin Holman listed back on your depth chart this week. I don't think you've had any confirmation that he's going to be ready or not.
Say it again.
Justin Holman he is back on their depth chart. How much of a difference does he make?
You know, he's the quarterback. He's the one guy that, you know, I think that they depend on most of the year. You know, you just got to prepare for the team. I think they're a good team. You know, there's some good wideouts that are good. You know, he'll run it, he'll throw it. You know, he's been a good player for him throughout. So you just got to prepare for all of them. You got to prepare for the Wildcat, which they did against Furman a lot. You know, you got to prepare for all those quarterbacks. So you just got to be good and sound in what you do.
You mentioned they're a good team despite their record. They talk about resetting their season now because this is their conference over there. How tough? What are you anticipating in that game? Because they're a team that has only lost one conference game in the last 2 years.
Yes, it's going to be tough as nails. I mean, this team here knows the conference. They know everybody. I mean, they're going to be good. They're going to be jacked up. You know, for this game, they got to. You know, we got to get a win. They got to get a win. So it's going to be one of those games that they're going to pull out all the stuff. They're going to come here ready to play.
Coach, knowing what you have facing you in October after this, your next 3 opponents are undefeated. How critical is this game knowing that you have Houston, Navy, Memphis after that?
You know what, all these games are really must-win games for us. We just a young, you know, we haven't had much success in the conference, so we got to win as many as we can. You know, we got to come out, we got to play with a lot of confidence, we got to play with a swagger, we got to play hard for all these teams. You know, this game right here is you know, high on a red alert chart. You know, so but all these teams are good, and you know, hopefully we can get this one and then move on to the next one and get the next one and the next one.
Did you see anything different from Tanner Lee? Was it just his protection was better, you know, judging from the main game to the previous 2?
Well, you know, just his, like I said, he was calm in the pocket. He looked like he wasn't at edge as much. He was much calmer, and then I thought he threw the ball extremely well. You know, I thought he made great decisions, and if he continues to do that, I think he'll be successful.
When Maine's coach makes the comment after the game, basically saying you guys had just tons of speed, way more speed and athletes and all this stuff. I mean, when you got here 3-4 years ago, that wasn't the case against anybody. To have that, another coach say that, do you see the roster kind of building in the way that you want? And you've only displayed it in that one game so far, but you kind of feel it growing that direction?
You know, it's funny that, you know, each opponent that we play, you know, they kind of make the same comments. You know, Coach Cutcliffe said the same thing. Coach Johnson said, hey, look, you guys got a lot of speed. You guys moving in the right direction. I think we are moving in that direction. You know, it's unfortunate. We just don't have the wins and the losses. I mean, we have the losses, but we just don't have the wins that we want. But I really think they're coming. But I think the roster is from my first day here and even the second year, third year, each year is getting more and more speed, more and more athleticism.
The defense only has 1 sack through 3 games now, Georgia Tech, but he didn't grow much, I understand that, and none from a defensive lineman or a linebacker. How much improvement are you looking for?
Yeah, that's the one thing we talked about. We gotta get the passer we gotta rush the pass. We gotta rush the passer much better. We gotta get 4-man pressure. I think what has happened with some of those games, you know, teams really had us reeling because they could throw or run, and so when you get more sacks, as you get in 3rd down, 3rd and long, you know, we got to get teams in 3rd and long. If we do that, then we'll get a lot more sacks.